All right, welcome everybody to what's going to be the first episode of the NickelUp podcast. We're going to introduce ourselves real quick. I'm Jack O'Neill. I'm one of the founders.
And I'm Aaron Wagenheim, also known as Wags. People call me Wags. So, yeah, I'm the other co-founder.
Wags also handles all the production. That's kind of how we met each other, actually. I was approached with the idea to kind of start a podcast slash media company from a good friend of mine. He wanted to invest. He lives out of the country right now and wants to see some content produced by him up on the internet. And he approached me with the idea of, purchasing some equipment, starting our own show, helping out some other people. And I went through one of our good friends, a Reg, who will probably
What's the word? If you guys seen What's the Word Mass? That's a Reg right there. Kind of stays behind the scenes a lot, but yeah, we've worked with him a bunch. Our first shoot, I think the idea with this podcast is to just be a traveling show, have the ability to pack up and just like pull up on anyone that's like doing anything interesting. So mostly like athletes, influencers, entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurship is the main core focus of it. And yeah, just being able to pack up. So we've gone to a sports card show in DC.
Been out of the country to Costa Rica.
We went down to Costa Rica. We went down to Nashville.
Right.
Did some stuff with some of our friends down there and just some kind of lifestyle content. And then Miami, some entrepreneurs. Miami's just like a hub for everything. And then Vegas.
Yeah.
The Las Vargas, actually. The Vargas brothers. Shout out them. Just great people. And so, yeah, at the end of the day, just trying to meet some awesome people, just have good conversations and put out some fun content.
Yeah, we just, the name of the show is NickelUp. We're NickelUp Media. And the name from that kind of comes from an old New York guy who, whenever you'd ask him, how you doing today, he'd say, oh, I'm doing good. I'm just trying to get my nickel up. And, this guy was just a hustler. He did whatever he could to, get his money up, to get his nickel up. And that's where it started. And we want to highlight, these people, these influencers, these athletes, these entrepreneurs who are, out in the real world doing great things, who aren't working the regular 9 to 5. This is who we want to highlight. The hustlers, the people who are making money.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I think the cool thing that we've found is that even someone that might not give off entrepreneur, they have this whole thing behind the scenes. Like Emiliano Vargas, he's got his sunglass line. That was really cool to hear about that. Other athletes that we've talked to and are working with, like, Isaiah Stewart, he's got his clothing brand. Like everybody's just kind of blended between culture, business and athletics or whatever their niche is, which has been cool to find out.
Yeah, I want to shout out Rob too.
Yeah.
He's a good friend of ours. He's a magician. And, you wouldn't really think that a magician would have to have too much business sense. He just goes on stage and tells jokes. But there was so much more behind his career and how he has to build relationships, how he has to, meet other comedians so he can put on his own shows.
Yep.
And actually makes, some real money.
That was a really good episode. I think Rob and Adrian as well, just like making it happen in a world where it's very unconventional. And just like you don't meet like a comedian that does it for a living or a magician for a living like every day. So having that conversation was really good. And yeah, we're excited to over the next couple of months just start releasing content on a pretty consistent basis. We have a good bank of episodes that we've shot in the bank, and this weekend in Boston we're shooting a bunch with our friends here. So yeah, we're excited for you guys to tune in. Yeah. Anything else?
Yeah, this is gonna be our sixth shoot so far. So we've met a lot of great people along the way, and one of the great things that I've kind of found so far is that anybody we pitch this idea to, they've wanted to get involved, somehow, some way. And I think that because of that, we realized that the NickelUp podcast could be a lot bigger than just a podcast, and that's why we're hoping to branch into other forms of media. We don't want to give too much away right now, but we're hoping to, support some of our peers and, help them grow alongside of us. And
Absolutely.
I think it's going to be an exciting journey to grow with them. Because we have a lot of friends that are doing a lot of exciting things. And, I just want to showcase our journey growing together.
I think the best way to put it is like anyone that we see that's getting their nickel up right now and hustling, we just want to help them. And we have luck, fortunate to us, we have the means to help. So we're just going to be just working on a lot of interesting projects over the next couple of years, hopefully with this,
Yeah.
and excited to get it rolling.
We both have a lot of freedom too, me
Yep.
and Wags, because we're true hustlers. Neither of us have a 9 to 5. I worked one, coming out of college, realized sales wasn't for me. And then, I've worked in a bunch of different areas since then, getting my hands on a bunch of different areas, just hustling, trying to make a buck, trying to get my nickel up. And the same goes for you too. I mean, you want to explain kind of what you do?
Totally, yeah. I mean, content has been like kind of my life for the better half of the past 3 years, I would say. And before that, I was working with like local businesses and businesses around the country, e-commerce businesses, to do marketing with them. So between the content stuff, the marketing, the social media, I've learned a lot from that. And I'm 20 years old now, not going to college, didn't go to college, and just kind of going with the flow. So really excited to just kind of have a project now where I can, create something with all the information that I've learned and continue learning through this. So, yeah.
Well, thank you for watching, guys. We hope that you have your eyes on our videos for a really long time. We're always hoping to bring you a new person that you think is interesting, because we think they're interesting. They're truly getting their nickel up. They're making a difference in the world, and we're excited to share their stories.
Yeah, and I mean, any person that you might know of that you think would be an interesting story to hear, drop them in the comments, whether it's YouTube, shoot us a DM on Instagram, or if you know us personally, shoot us a text. No one is off limits on this. We'll literally talk to anyone if they have a cool story to tell. And yeah,
no guest too small. Anybody who's getting their nickel up, we appreciate.
No one too small, no one too big, no one too out there. We'll talk about anything. So yeah, excited for this, and thanks for tuning in.
All right, thanks, guys.